What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel with another full breakdown of today's biggest MMA headlines. We've got major drama surrounding fighter pay, heated confrontations, controversial social media posts, and plenty of fight week tension as UFC 324 approaches. Let's get straight into it. We begin with the story that has dominated the headlines over the last 24 hours. Justin Gaethje's frustration with fighter pay and Dana White's response yesterday. Gaethje publicly stated that despite Daniel Cormier previously suggesting that the UFC's new Paramount deal would lead to fighters earning more money, he personally has not seen any increase in pay for his upcoming bout against Paddy Pimblett. Gaethje didn't hold back when speaking about his situation, saying that even with 14 post-fight bonuses in his career, he hasn't even crossed the $1 million mark in bonus earnings, something he believes reflects a much larger issue with fighter compensation. Gaethje explained that while he takes responsibility for some financial decisions in his life, the reality is that fighters put everything on the line physically and mentally, and the rewards often don't reflect the sacrifices. He specifically called out the idea that fighters were going to benefit across the board from the new broadcast deal, stating clearly that in his case, not a single extra dollar had been added to his purse. That statement immediately sparked a response from Dana White, who addressed the situation during an appearance on the Pat McAfee show. According to Dana, the UFC did in fact offer Gaethje more money, but claims that Gaethje and his team never responded. White went on to explain that the UFC now uses advanced financial modeling to determine fighter pay structures, claiming they can calculate payouts extremely accurately, almost identical to how fighters would earn under a traditional pay-per-view model. Dana insisted that Gaethje had been offered an improved deal, but that negotiations stalled because there was no reply from the fighter's side. As expected, this only added more fuel to the fire. Shortly after, Justin Gaethje directly confronted Daniel Cormier during an interview segment, accusing DC of misleading the public about fighter pay. The exchange quickly became tense. Gaethje told Cormier outright that he was wrong to suggest everyone was earning more, and accused him of speaking on issues he didn't fully understand. Cormier pushed back, explaining that he never claimed every fighter would automatically earn more, but rather that the deal had the potential to benefit fighters overall. Gaethje wasn't buying it. The back and forth became uncomfortable at times, with both men clearly frustrated. Gaethje suggested that public figures need to be more careful about how they discuss fighter pay, especially when their words can be used to support corporate narratives. The entire situation remains unresolved, but it has clearly exposed deeper tensions between fighters, executives, and media personalities. From there, we move to another headline-making moment involving Israel Adesanya and Joe Pyfer. Adesanya recently reacted to a controversial AI-generated image that Joe Pyfer posted online, an image that depicted Pyfer arresting Adesanya. The post immediately caused backlash across social media, with many fans criticizing it as tone-deaf. When asked about it, Adesanya responded with surprising calm. He said that AI content is becoming increasingly common and that people can create virtually anything now, which makes it difficult to take most of it seriously. While he admitted the image was strange, he didn't appear offended. Instead, he suggested that if Pyfer truly wanted to make a statement, he should do it in the cage. Adesanya also addressed the idea that the UFC might be trying to build Pyfer off his name, explaining that he's seen this pattern throughout his career, rising contenders being positioned against established stars. He emphasized that this is just part of the fight game and that he understands how the business operates. Rather than escalating the situation, Adesanya made it clear that his focus remains on the fight itself, not social media drama. Next, Sean Strickland had his own viral moment after running into Alex Pereira and asking him directly if he's planning to chase a third UFC belt. Strickland commented on how massive Pereira looks right now, joking that he's starting to resemble a true heavyweight. While Pereira didn't give a direct answer, the interaction alone sparked speculation among fans that Poten may be considering a future move to heavyweight. Given his success at middleweight and light heavyweight, the idea of a third title reign is no longer seen as unrealistic. Meanwhile, Paddy Pimblett added more intensity to his upcoming bout with Justin Gaethje by declaring that he plans to retire the veteran. Pimblett acknowledged Gaethje's legendary status, but made it clear he believes this is now his time. He said he feels Gaethje is trying to take opportunities away from him and his family by standing in his path. Paddy claimed that every night he visualizes multiple ways he can finish Gaethje, and that one of those scenarios will become reality on fight night. The confidence is undeniable, but many fans have questioned whether Pimblett is underestimating the level of experience he's facing. Elsewhere, Sean O'Malley spoke openly about the pressure surrounding his fight with Song Yadong. Coming off back-to-back losses, O'Malley admitted that this bout is absolutely critical if he wants to remain in the title picture. He explained that while he's learned how to separate happiness from winning, he still has ambitions for massive fights and championship opportunities. He specifically mentioned wanting a rematch with Petr Yan, believing that's the kind of fight fans want to see. O'Malley also acknowledged that the UFC tends to prioritize matchups that excite fans rather than purely following rankings. He believes that if he delivers an impressive performance, public demand could push him right back into elite contention. Max Holloway also weighed in on the bantamweight division, expressing shock that Umar Nurmagomedov was placed on the prelims. Holloway praised Umar's talent and suggested the odds were surprisingly one-sided. He acknowledged the danger of underestimating opponents, but made it clear that Umar is viewed by many as a serious future contender. The rivalry between Arman Tsarukyan and Paddy Pimblett continued as well. After Paddy mocked Arman during the UFC 324 press conference, Tsarukyan fired back on social media by posting a photo mocking Paddy's posture and adding a blunt caption. The back and forth has become a recurring storyline, with both men clearly enjoying the attention and fan engagement it generates. Justin Gaethje also received strong support from his coach, Trevor Wittman, who recently stated that fans are going to be shocked by Gaethje's grappling. Wittman explained that Gaethje has always been a high-level wrestler but simply didn't enjoy focusing on grappling earlier in his career. He believes that Gaethje's renewed commitment to all areas of MMA will surprise a lot of people, especially those who label him as purely a striker. According to Wittman, being the underdog only fuels Gaethje's motivation. Henry Cejudo added more controversy by stating that if Sean O'Malley receives a title shot after beating Song Yadong, he'll stop watching the UFC altogether. Cejudo argued that Umar Nurmagomedov deserves the next shot based on merit and competitive logic. He also mentioned the appeal of potential rivalries within the division and suggested that rewarding popularity over performance undermines the sport's credibility. Another heated situation involved Sean Strickland and Chris Curtis. Curtis was visibly upset after Strickland invited Kyle Rittenhouse to the gym. The footage of Curtis expressing his frustration made its way online, leading to intense discussion. Strickland later released a lengthy statement explaining his perspective, emphasizing that politics and media narratives have deeply divided people and encouraging fans to avoid letting ideology consume their lives. The situation revealed genuine tension, but also showed how complex personal relationships can become under public scrutiny. Finally, Ali Aquinta leaked old direct messages between himself and Justin Gaethje, showing discussions about fighter pay, negotiations, and the idea of fighters standing together to demand better compensation. The messages revealed that Al wanted both of them to push harder collectively for higher pay, while Gaethje appeared more resigned to the structure of the system. The exchange gave fans rare insight into how fighters privately discuss business matters and highlighted how difficult it is to organize collective action in individual sports. And that's where today's MMA news cycle wraps up. If you enjoyed the breakdown, make sure to subscribe for daily MMA updates, turn on notifications so you never miss an upload, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'll be featuring the best comments in future videos.